Hi everyone, it's PhD Simmer here and welcome back to another build on my channel. This is not a usual build. The last few builds that I've posted have been me attempting to build something just either using a floor plan or just off the top of my head. This one was very specific. I found a house online. I just googled houses and I came across this really good website, and I thought I'm just going to build something by looking at a picture, something a bit different. So this is a 3 terraced house, so they're 3 individual houses all glued together, and I just felt like building it because I thought the picture was really interesting and I thought it looked fairly simple in terms of the shape of the house. And as you know, if you watch my channel, I can't build for crap, so I thought this would be a little challenge for me but also not too impossible. So this is a 3 terrace house. I will insert the picture, it will be in the thumbnail most likely, and I'll insert the picture as well at the end of the video so you can see kind of the difference between what I was working with in terms of the inspiration and what I came up with, because obviously I don't have the exact materials and things in The Sims 4 as the picture. So the picture isn't actually a real house, it's like a design or like, you know, an architect's mock-up of what the house would look like, and it's just this whole website full of them, and I'm probably going to do a few more from that website because they look like quite simple houses but with a little bit of interest. So I usually just build quite boxy square houses, and although these are quite boxy, I think they're kind of cool in their own way. So the houses each have a garage. They did come with floor plans, but I decided just to follow what I wanted to do inside. So the exterior is very reliant on that photograph. I keep saying photograph, but it's not on the plan. But the interior is very much just what I wanted to do myself. I didn't copy the floor plans for that because, I don't know, I just wanted to do my own thing with that. So they each have a garage, but only one house actually has retained that. The others have converted it into a room. You'll see that as I decorate. So I decorate each house pretty much individually, and then I'm going to put the screenshots for each house separately, so they're not just one massive screenshots at the end, so you can see each house. So the first 2 houses are kind of similar in terms of the style, they're just modern, whereas the third house is like a granny's house, an old lady's house. And I actually created a family that will live in the 3 houses, so it's one big family, and it's like 4 generations. I think it's 3 or 4 generations of one family, and I was just like play testing this house using a mod that allows you to be a bit more specific with locking doors. So I could have 8 Sims on the lot, and I actually cheated to have 10, so I had 8 Sims and 2 pets, and I'll talk a bit more about that later. But I ended up with a 10 individual household in CAS, and then I split them between these 3 houses, and I managed to use like a mod that allows you to be a bit more flexible in terms of locking the door. So I could lock the doors to keep each part of the family in their own home, if that makes any sense. But I haven't actually played it very much, and I'm kind of thinking about doing it on stream just to test out how it works in terms of playing. So for example, the very first house nearest to the road is the grandma's house, so I've locked the doors so only she and her cat can get in there. The middle house will be her grandson's house, his partner and their 2 children and their puppy, and then the third house will be her granddaughter's house and then her great-grandchildren. So it sounds a bit confusing, and I've probably got that wrong, but I'm thinking about playing it on stream just to see how an 8 sim plus 2 pets split over 3 houses would work, because I thought it would be a bit like, you want them visiting each other because they're family, but I don't want them just wandering in, because each house is fully independent. Each house has got its own kitchen, it's got its own bathroom, bedrooms, everything, so they're fully independent, and there's no need for them to, I don't want the Sim living in house number 3 to walk into house number 1 to use the bathroom. And so the door locking is kind of interesting, but I'm wondering how it's going to affect, like, obviously they're a family, so you want them to visit, so it's going to be interesting. I think I just want to muck about with that on stream maybe, so you might see that coming on my channel soon. I was thinking about doing a mini series of it, but without testing it out, I don't know if it's going to work. So I'm in two minds about what to do about that. But I spent quite a long time getting into the exterior right. It actually looks quite like a large lot, but it's actually only a very small lot in Newcrest. So it's where I've been doing my other attempted to build videos and house builds. It's not the most massive lot, but I chose this lot because it was kind of like long and skinny, and I thought that that would suit a terrace house very well. So what else have I been up to with this house? I didn't really do too much landscaping because I'm not very good at that, and the house on the mock-up did have a little bit of landscaping, but not too much, so I just kind of like forgot about that because I'm not very good at it. So I worked on the floor plans, and I wanted to make each house slightly different. I didn't want them to be identical in terms of the floor plans, so they are quite different. All three of them have got, I think, 2 or 3 bedrooms. I think they're all 3-bedroom actually, so they actually aren't that small houses. Each individual house is perfectly well sized, I think. In fact, some of them I was sort of struggling with what to fill them with, so one of them's got like a mini gym. So, you know, they're not exactly on the small side. It wasn't a struggle, and I wanted each house to have its own kind of style. So this first house that I'm decorating right now on the screen is a little bit more traditional. I want to use these older cabinets. So in this house there are 3 ladies living in this house. There is the mother, whose name is Zoe, and then she's got 2 daughters, a teenager and a younger daughter. And I love the youngest daughter's bedroom. You will see that in a few minutes when I move upstairs for decorating, but I freaking love her room, and so I'm really excited. I do want to actually play in this house. I don't want this to just be a build that goes up on my channel and is never seen again. I would really like to play this household, but like I said, that might be on stream or something. So this house is a little bit more traditional. It's not like completely traditional, but it's got slightly older cabinets, whereas when we moved next door, it's a little bit more, I wouldn't say modern, but it's a little bit more up to date. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But when I actually built these houses, I didn't have a family in mind. So I did tweak a few things afterwards. Obviously, I decided what pets they were going to have, so I tweaked a few things afterwards. But virtually it's as it is in this video. But I really wanted the house to feel lived in, so I added a lot of clutter. This actually, I didn't build this all in one go. I think I built the house in one go, and then I decorated the house in probably about 4 or 5 short sessions, because I get a bit sort of, I can't decorate everything all in one go. Like, I just like decorated probably 3 or 4 rooms at a time whilst watching TV. And then came back to it in between, like recording let's play videos or cast videos or whatever. So it did take a bit of time, but yeah, I added loads of clutter items, and I was having a lot of fun with placing things, like moving objects up. And I kind of have been watching a lot of builds and learning things like I noticed a lot of people will remove items, place other items, and then put the items back. That sounds really confusing, but like when they're positioning objects on like bedside tables or counters, they'll actually move the counter out of the way, raise and lower the objects, and then put the counter back, and it kind of gives you a bit more flexibility. And I didn't really realise that. I knew about like using the 9 and 0 key to raise and lower objects. Obviously I knew about the sizing keys, but I didn't really realise that you could be a little bit more refined with where you're placing things. So it's been really interesting to watch other builds, and I've never been a massive fan of watching builds. I much prefer watching let's plays. I know there's a whole load of people who don't really care for let's plays, they just like watching builds, but I prefer let's plays and storylines. But I have been watching a lot of builds lately, and I found it really helpful in terms of like inspiration. So particularly in like decor. And I was never a massive fan of these kind of plasticky looking Maxis sofas or EA sofas, and I wanted to kind of force myself to use them. So in this house I did use them, and I really like this living room. It's kind of soft, and like I said, I had no kind of family in mind when I built this house. I did build kids' rooms obviously because I wanted a bit of variety in terms of the bedrooms, but I didn't know whether it was going to be a single mum, which it ended up being, or family, or I didn't know. So I kind of was just placing everything I could think of that the family might need. But I freaking love this living room. It's so cute. But the whole way I did struggle with filling a little bit, so it's kind of got some random stuff in it. I think I end up putting like a desk and a chess table. I think every single house has got a chess table just so I can fill it up. I mean, I don't know how many houses in real life have chess tables like properly set up. You might have a chessboard in a box in your games cupboard, but I don't know how many houses would have a full chessboard, table and chairs. But these houses, all 3 of them have got them. So I've had a week off of work this week and I've been really finishing this build, and it's freaking long. This video is 30 minutes. I mean, if you get all the way through it, then you deserve a medal because it's a freaking long video. But I didn't want to split it over 2 videos. I just wanted to do it all in one. There goes the infamous chess table and an aquarium. Why not? Yeah, I wanted it all to be in one video, so I did edit as much as I could out. I tried to edit out like some of the more tedious bits where I'm like finicky trying to place items. Is that the right word? I don't know. But yeah, that's how I ended up doing it. So we've moved upstairs to the first house, and hopefully we're going to move on to the bedroom soon because I really like the little girl's room. It's not a massive room, but I think I managed to cram quite a lot in there. And this was where I really started to get ideas for the family I wanted to put in here once I did the little girl's room. So this is the master bedroom. It's kind of neutral in terms of I don't want it to be too feminine or too masculine, so it's kind of neutral. I think it would suit a couple quite well. It ended up being a bedroom for a single mum, but I really like it. I really think it's a cute bedroom, and I wanted to make it feel quite lived in, so I spent quite a lot of time placing some objects that I thought would be, you know, it's like a stack of books, a little light, and these baby photos I thought were quite cute, and the books. And then I spent quite a lot of time putting a laundry basket underneath the this seat here, and like there's another bedroom I'm going to make in a minute where I just put laundry lying around because I think that looks kind of lived in. So this is the girls' bedroom, which I really enjoy. I wanted her to be very artistic. I didn't have an actual sim in mind for this room until after I made this, but it turns out to be a young girl and she's going to be really artistic. She's got like a mural on her wall, you'll see in a minute, and I wanted to like make use of this space even though it's quite small, so I put these shelves against the window, which I thought was quite cool. It took me quite a while to place all these objects and raise and lower them, and I thought it ended up looking pretty cool. And then I just wanted her to have like a desk, but she doesn't have a PC or anything. I just wanted her to have like somewhere to do her art space. I did use quite a bit of CC in this build. I will put it on the gallery, so if you do want it, you can go ahead and download it. And I'd be interested to see sort of what gameplay you get out of this set of 3 houses. If you're going to use one big family across them all, if you're going to demolish certain bits and turn it into one big house, or if you're going to have like 3 sets of strangers living next to each other. I think it's quite a versatile lot, so I'd be really interested if you did download it and what you wanted to do with it. So do drop any comments down below, or just let me know what you think of the build in general, even if you're not going to play it. Do you think it's an interesting build? How do you think the gameplay would work in this house? So this bedroom I'm building right now was intended to be a teenage boy's room, but then I thought I'm not so keen on that because I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do in terms of the household. So it turned out to be quite a generic bedroom. So this in the end turns out to be I think I swapped this around and this becomes the mother's bedroom, the master bedroom, and the other room that I did turns out to be the teenage girls room. But like I said, I did change a few things after I decided on the household. And I just I wanted to put like little bits of laundry all over the place. This house actually doesn't have a washing machine and tumble dryer, but the grandma's house does in the garage, so we'll have to just pretend they go to grandma's to do the laundry. I didn't want every single house to have a washing machine and tumble dryer because they just take up a lot of space, and I'm not a big fan of the laundry system in The Sims 4, so I wanted to put something in the grandma's house because her garage is just like a freaking junk shop and it's got like an old washer and dryer in there. But if I could download like a CC version that wasn't functional, I probably would do that because I really don't care for laundry in The Sims. It's tiresome, and I've got this weird OCD thing about if there's a little bit of laundry left in the laundry basket, I have to make the Sim do the laundry. I don't wait for them to get filled up, and that just drives me nuts because I'm just seem to be constantly doing laundry. So I think I'm just about to finish the first house, and I'll show you the screenshots for the first house just so it doesn't get too muddlesome. I think they're coming up just about now. Okay, so that was the first house. Now we're on the second house, and like I said, I wanted them to be quite different. I wanted them not to have exactly the same floor plan, so I decided to do a kitchen diner in this house. It took me quite a while to work out how I wanted the kitchen. I deleted this and changed it quite a lot. You'll see in a minute that this is the final version. I was tempted to put a kitchen island in, but I just felt like it was too big. It was just like one massive block in the middle of the kitchen, so I changed my mind and turned it into a kitchen diner. It's quite a long kitchen, so I ended up putting quite a bit of storage in there, and I played around with shelving quite a lot in this build. So I had some kitchen shelves in here, and this house is slightly more modern, I guess. I'm using my favourite counters, which is the Parenthood counters. And yeah, I finally worked out a way to get, sometimes I couldn't get blinds or curtains to snap to the windows where I wanted them, so I finally worked out a way to do that, which is to place the blind first and then add the windows in afterwards, which that's a new thing for me, so I'm really pleased. My favourite counters are these like blue purpley counters. Freaking love them, and every time I use these counters I either use these ones or I use the green ones with the brown top. Like, that's the only iterations of those counters I tend to use because I think they're really nice. They're my favourite counters in The Sims 4. I absolutely love them. And actually, like, I like all the furniture that came with Parenthood. Like, it's definitely one of my favourite packs in terms of furnishing. I don't really know what to do at the end of this kitchen. There was quite a lot of wasted space, so I just put some shelving and like a kitchen counter type thing. In the end, which you won't see in this build, I had to put a doggy door in the corner because this family do have a Dalmatian puppy, and obviously I had to add in a few items that weren't here, like I added in a pet bowl. Actually, I think I already gave them a pet bowl, thinking they would have a pet of some sort, but I changed a few things and I added a doggy door and stuff. So you won't see that in this speed build, but I added a few extra things, and that will be, when I upload it to the gallery, I'll upload the sort of final version. So it might be slightly different to what you got. And like I said, do use CC here and there. It's not tons of CC, but yeah, if you download it and there's stuff missing, then that will be why. I think I more use CC in the kids' rooms because I downloaded quite a lot of nice new CC rugs and things for kids. I do have quite a few CC wallpapers and paint as well, so if any of the rooms turn out to be like, you know, have no paint on the walls, it's probably because I had a CC version, so you can just go ahead and put another version in. But that's pretty much the kitchen. I actually really like this kitchen. I think it's really homey and really nice. It's very similar to a lot of kitchens I've done though, so it's not exactly exciting. And then upstairs, this bathroom I freaking love. This family is 2 guys and their 2 kids, and they are the brother and brother-in-law of the first house that I decorated. And I wanted this bathroom to be like really masculine chic, so there's a lot of wood, a lot of dark wood. It took me a while to sort of figure out how I was gonna position everything, but I actually really like this bathroom. I think it turned out really well. I love the wood on the walls. It's just very masculine and very I don't know, I get like, what's the word I want to use? I can't think of the word right now, but I imagine this is where they have all their beauty products. I feel like they would have probably more than the girls next door. It's very I don't even know what the term is these days. These mirrors, I wish when you resize mirrors it would let you do it properly, because it seems to like mess up it's the same. Mirrors tend not to, I don't know if there's a way you can do this, but I find mirrors very difficult to use to move up and down on the walls or to resize. I just find it glitches out. So if anyone knows a way that you can do that, that would be awesome to let me know about that. But This house I think was the quickest one to make because I kind of had what I wanted to do in mind. I knew I wanted it to be very masculine chic, so it's two guys living together obviously as a couple, so I didn't want it to be too, I don't know, I want it to be quite homey still. And they're both quite intellectual types. One's a bit more of a writer, he's a bit more of a hippie type guy, and the other one's a bit more I don't know what the word is, I'm trying to think of it, it's on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, they're I love their house, I love their living room, I think it's really, really nice. They've also, this house has got the Dalmatian puppy, so I did add a few things. I knew they were going to have a dog, but I didn't know what kind of dog I was going to give them, and I wasn't planning on giving them a puppy, but then I was looking up Dalmatians on the gallery, and I saw this puppy, and I was like, oh my god, I have to have it, it's so cute. I think I skipped out maybe the living room decor of this house. I don't know what happened to that footage, but I think we just jumped straight from the kitchen to upstairs, so I apologise for that, but you'll see the living room in the screenshot. It's not the most exciting thing, so I don't think you've missed out too much in terms of the video for that. I did them two kids' rooms, they're identical size. One's a girl's room for a toddler and one's a boy's room for a child. Again, I didn't really have this house. I had a bit more of an idea of what I wanted in terms of the Sims, but I didn't know what they were going to be like in terms of the personalities, so I did want the girl's room to be quite girly. I think she would just be treated like an absolute princess, so she's got all the necessities here. Oh yeah, I downloaded these new CC mirrors for kids' rooms. They're so cute. They're like clouds and they've got different facial expressions. I've used them on a couple of different houses right now, but I freaking love them. I think they're so cute. And I wanted to use some of the kids' room stuff because I never used that pack, so I used the wall divider for that, and I think I used a bed from that, and I never really used those, so I wanted to use some items I've never used before. I think off screen I also toned down the blue of the boy's bedroom because it's a little bit bright. I think I changed his orange to yellow, and I think, yeah, I did that right now. I think I changed the blue because it was a bit strong. So these are the CC rugs that I found for kids. I think I reblogged them on my Tumblr, so you can go ahead and find them. The shelf and the items on the shelf are CC as well, and the mirror is CC, but I think apart from that, that's the only CC used in the girls' room. I don't think the boys' room's got any CC that I can see, so yeah, I don't think this house is too crazy on the CC. I can't build anything without some level of CC though. So here are the screenshots for their house, and I'm sorry that the footage for the downstairs isn't in the video. I don't know what happened to that. Sorry about that, guys, but yes, they got a downstairs family bathroom, a living room, a kind of office area, the hallway with some of the pet items, and yeah, you've seen the bedroom upstairs. So I'll just let you play through the rest of the screenshots before we move on to house number 3. Okay guys, so this is house number 3. This is the old lady granny house. She lives here on her own with her cat. Her partner has passed away, and I wanted her to keep the garage. I thought they would have gone for the conversion. The other two houses, they converted the garage into another room in the house for extra space, but this old lady has kept the garage, and I really enjoyed making the garage. It's just full of absolute junk. I changed the floor plan a little bit here just to accommodate, because I wasn't planning on having the garage be a proper one at this point. So I used the toy cars and sized them up, as everybody does. I don't really want cars in The Sims 4. I would find them a bit pointless and probably wouldn't use them in terms of travel, but I think it would be fun to have the kit cars like we did in The Sims 3, and I think it would be fun to have cars like to teach the kids how to drive. I just don't think they're necessary for like travel because it's not an open world, but I think, you know, there could be some fun activities for teens and families using cars, so I think that'd be quite fun. Or, you know, just for people's builds, just some, because when you size the cars up, the quality is not great, so it might be quite fun. But I really enjoyed doing the garage. I think it's quite fun. I wanted our house to be proper old lady, so I used all the wallpapers I can find. I don't want it to be too hideous, but I wanted it to have this old lady feel. So she's got a lovely pink dining room. She's got a bit of a passion for pink, this lady. You'll see that if I show you the Cass in another video. She wears a lot of pink. So that's reflected in some of the rooms in this house. I use quite a lot of dark furniture because I never use dark furniture in my Sims 4 build, so I was just trying to like challenge myself. You'll see upstairs that I use a lot of dark furniture, and that's just not my usual style. I like everything to be quite light, but I thought for this house I would try to do something a little bit different outside of my comfort zone, so I went for a lot of dark furniture. Her kitchen's really small, but it's got loads of storage, and I end up putting quite a bit of clutter in here at the end. And it's just like quite a narrow, long kitchen, but I think it would suit her very much. I think she would have cupboards full of stuff. Her dining room I changed quite a few times. I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do. I really like these chairs, but I just didn't feel they match very well, so I do change those up. I went for these hideous curtains with the fringing. Yeah, and I just filled it with junk basically. Lots and lots of junk. Lots of horrible pictures, lots of dusty old bookshelves. Exactly what I thought would suit this house very much. Nasty wallpapers all over the place. Not very modern at all. And I use that really horrible carpet with the sort of rose pattern. And the bathroom, I think this bathroom's absolutely hideous, but also perfect at the same time. It's lime green, horrible, but I really, in a way, even though it's horrible, I really like it. I think it's so gross. This lovely lime green and the horrible curtains to match. I think this house probably was the quickest one. I also put this golf poster up, and I did change it in the end, but I thought maybe her husband, when he was alive, was a golfer. And then the bedrooms, I thought she would just have some generic guest bedrooms, one for maybe her grandkids, one for maybe her daughter or son. So they're kind of generic, just plain bedrooms, but the hideous matching room with the single beds in it, oh, you'll see the beds match the wallpaper. It's absolutely hideous. I use these horrible curtains. I really love this house. At the same time, I really hate this house. It's horrible. You guys should let me know what you think. It's very granny. She's very granny. It's not granny chic, it's not granny modern, it's just a granny house. I also gave her a desk because I thought she would have a PC trying to keep up with the times, but she's got a really old box PC. No modern flat screens for her, and her TV downstairs is a big box screen as well. So this will be the master bedroom. It's very brown, it's got a lot of dark furniture. I hate the curtains. But I love them at the same time. I ended up taking out one of these units because I felt there was just a bit too much furniture in here. But I could just imagine, I mean, it's kind of warm and cozy, this house, but it's definitely not something I can imagine playing in all too much. But I think in the context of this terraced house, it's nice to have something different. I think the three houses are quite different, especially this house. But yeah, here's the lovely matching bedroom. And I put all these horrible old pictures everywhere. Yeah. I do actually really like this bed from, is this from Cats and Dogs? I think it is. I really do actually quite like this bed. I added loads of like decor items, some items I would never use, like this mirror I would never use. Like I've never used the alarm clocks or the clocks that go on tables in The Sims. Yet another chess table. This family will not be short of chess playing abilities, and I tried to use the older one, but I couldn't find any chairs to match that sort of red wood of the older chess table. That's a shame. I don't know if there is actually a chair to match, but I ended up moving this around and giving her the desk, like I say, with the box PC. But you'll see that in the screenshots coming up if I included them, along with her big boxy living room. But yeah, I'm really interested to know what you think of this house. I will include the inspiration picture behind it. Let me know how you think I did. And yeah, do let me know if you feel like you're going to download this and play it, because I'd be absolutely fascinated to know what you were going to do with this house. I'm probably going to try a live stream, just testing this house out. It may not be like a full live stream, it might be just part of a live stream. Or I might just do like a current household if I play it off screen, just to let you know how it goes. I would like to introduce you to the family, because I did spend quite a long time in CAS sorting out the family and their relationships, and it's quite a diverse family. So maybe I'll do a CAS video to follow this one up. But I'm going to leave you with the rest of the screenshots. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you made it this far, then big congratulations. Give yourself a big pat on the back, because a 30-minute video is a bit of a feat to get through, and I'm sorry I couldn't cut it down any further. But if you like this video, do leave a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If there's any other sort of builds you think I could attempt with my limited set of skills, do let me know, and I will see you in another video. Bye guys.